Things are getting busy. This is 3rd and Market, kind of at the start of that parade route. And you can see from our live pictures all the people that have come out. This is just the beginning, and these crowds stretch all the way through the parade route. This is one of the largest celebrations of its kind. It actually started back in the mid-1860s as a way for the Chinese community in San Francisco to showcase its culture in an American way. So they had a parade. It has since grown. As you can see, everyone comes to line the streets, rain or shine. Hundreds of thousands of people show up every year. The weather looking fantastic tonight. We do have crews for you throughout the parade, and we are going to bring you live reports every 15 minutes. Looking forward to that.
It is good weather out there,
yes,
so
fantastic.
Hopefully it's going to be great for the parade. You know, 2025 marks the year of the snake, and people all over the Bay Area have been ringing in the new year for weeks now. The Lunar New Year began on January 29th and is celebrated for 15 days.
And tonight's parade in San Francisco caps off over 2 weeks of events and celebrations. And the Bay Area's different Asian communities have their own ways of ringing in this new year. The sights and sounds of the Lunar New Year are a staple. This year, the Bay Area welcomes in the Year of the Snake. For Asian Americans, it is a tradition rooted in both community and family. San Francisco State Professor Philip Wen teaches Asian American Studies.
I feel like really at the beating heart of the Lunar New Year is a celebration of family for the younger generation, the elder generation, their parents, grandparents, the ancestors that have passed on, trying to figure out a way to connect all of these different pieces of life over time and to really be able to find that common ground.
The San Francisco Chinese New Year Parade started back in 1847 as a way for Chinese immigrants to celebrate an American tradition. It has become one of the largest celebrations of its kind in the world. But even so, it's only part of the story.
I think for a long time in the American psyche or in society, it's generally been referred to as the Chinese New Year. I mean, we know that Chinese Americans are one of like the oldest, longest lasting Asian American communities that like initially migrated to the United States. I think as we see different waves of migration, especially in the past century, you know, since the end of the Vietnam War in 1975, that we had this influx of Southeast Asian refugees and immigrants that came, that also brought their customs and traditions and celebrated, like for them it's a Vietnamese New Year, right?
The Vietnamese New Year is also called the Tet Festival. And this year, the South Bay's Vietnamese community hosted several celebrations welcoming in the Year of the Snake. Traditions can vary depending on the community who is celebrating.
Most of the cultures that celebrate the Lunar New Year are oftentimes in Southeast Asia. There are some in near South Asia that also acknowledge or recognize the lunar calendar, but it's usually, I would say, Chinese culture, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, some South Korean, Thai, Lao, Cambodian, folks that are on this East and Southeast parts of Asia.
And yet there is a tie that binds, a desire to start the new year with good fortune and health and food. But as generations come together, there's also something uniquely American about every celebration.
I think as a young Asian American identity began to form and emerge in the United States, also challenging the stereotype of being that all Asians are the same, that we're all Chinese or Japanese or Vietnamese, right? And I think that one of the special things about the migrant, refugee, immigrant experience here in the United States is that there are aspects of this like cultural tradition and those things that perhaps like folks like my parents or my grandparents who migrated here, came as refugees, celebrated. They're still intact, but there's almost this like hybridized version where, you know, we can communicate different sentiments around like family, around like belonging in the United States, around like how significant it is to like retain or preserve culture in English or perhaps in like Vietglish, right? In this way that like becomes particularly unique to the Asian American experience.
As we showed you minutes ago, thousands of people are crowding the streets of San Francisco right now for the annual Chinese New Year parade. Let's head out to KTVU's Christian Captain. He joins us live from Post Street along the parade route. Crowds already forming there as that parade is getting set to move through. Hi, Christian.
Christina, we miss you out here. Every year I've been out here for the past couple of years, you've been right by my side. So this year we're going to take you here virtually. You were talking about where we are right now. We are at Post and Kearny, and you were talking about the crowds coming out. Christina, I'm going to tell you right now, the crowds are already here. You can see we are in Grandstand Section C. This is the area, if you remember the route, this is where the Master of Ceremonies is doing their big show. You can see the crowd getting very excited about it. We actually have Master of Ceremonies Stephen Chun right over here. He's actually talking to the crowd right now, so everybody is having an absolutely great time. Now, remember, we're actually pretty deep into the parade route, so we have not seen any of those floats yet, but we know that those floats are going to be down here. Those floats, absolutely extraordinary. I had a chance to do a story earlier this week where I got a sneak peek, and I think you guys are going to love, absolutely love what you see. Some really innovative designs, some really beautiful floats out there. This is going to be a very, very fun show. You can see our Masters of Ceremony out here right now. We're going to talk with Stephen Chun just for a quick second. And Stephen, what's it like getting to be an MC for something like this?
This is a great pleasure to be an MC, a great honor. I am really happy to be here today, and thank you so much for having us.
Well, and it's so fun. One of the things is I love, you name-checked us every year we were on the float. You would call me out. I've known you for years, and it's always great. One of the best things about Chinese New Year is that it's like getting to see your friends, and you get to hang out. It's like the best hangout ever.
It's a lot of celebration. We have a lot of culture, but also a lot of schools participating. We have a lot of different agencies citywide, a lot of music, a lot of lions, a lot of dragons as well. So thank you so much for joining us.
All righty, Stephen, I'm going to let you get back to work because it sounds like Christina's wrapping up, get that crowd warmed up. You get a sense, guys, of just how exciting, how dynamic all of this is. You can see Stephen talking with us right now, so this is all very meta, so to speak. He's telling the crowd to wave to our Channel 2 audience. Everybody very, very excited about this. We're going to give you one more little peek so you get a sense, really, of where we are. This is actually the route that the parade is going to take as it moves its way along here. Again, this is at Post and Kearney. And this is where it kind of makes that left turn and finally goes into Chinatown. Now, I have a lady over here. I told her I saw that hat, and I was like, you don't wear a hat like that and not expect to be on TV. What's your name?
Brenda.
Brenda what?
Coach Ever from Arizona.
I used to live in Phoenix. Oh, good to see you. I knew I liked you. What's your favorite part about the parade? Is this your first time?
No, my fifth.
And what's your favorite part? For folks who aren't here, folks who are watching right now, what's it like out here?
I love watching the lion dancers and everybody out here. It's just a wonderful time.
It really is. It's a great time. She did not undersell it. We're going to give you one more quick peek so you can get a sense of what that route takes. You can see this big crowd here. You can see everybody very excited to ring in the Year of the Snake. And to give you a sense, like I said, this is coming down from the area around Union Square, and this is where it makes that left turn as we then head on into Chinatown. This is one of those really exciting spots to be, and I've been trying to see if we can get a sneak peek because there's like a slight little window right here where we might be able to see where those floats are going to come. So far, we have not seen those floats. We're expecting a lot of dignitaries, the marshals, all the pageantry surrounding this parade as it makes its way through the city. We will be out here all night. Christina, I wish you were right here. Claudine, I wish you were right here with me because I know we have had some great times at these parades. It is so much fun. Like I was telling Stephen, one of the best parts about it is it's like a family reunion or a class reunion where you get to see folks that you don't get to see all the time, and you get to do something really fun and extraordinary with them.
It is a family reunion. You are our family. We love you, Christian. It is so cool to see you on the parade route, especially in years past when we've seen you celebrating in the parade itself. So thank you for that live report. We'll check in with you in just a bit.
All right, lots of fun. Well, Lunar New Year celebrations differ a bit across Asia in different communities and in the worldwide diaspora. In Korea, the Lunar New Year is a national holiday. It is a time for families to gather, to celebrate, and to honor their elders. KTVU's Greg Lee shows us some of the important traditions that mark this time of year for Koreans and Korean Americans.
We're gonna sit down first.
Like many traditions in Korean culture, the Lunar New Year is rooted in respect and adoration for our elders.
We have two largest the holiday in Korea. So one is Seollal and the other one is Chuseok.
Solal commemorates the first day of the Korean lunar calendar, this year on January 29th. The staff at the Korean Center in San Francisco welcomed all members of the community to learn about the traditions.
So Sepe is like we are showing our respect to the elders. That's why it's very important. And then when we are happy, we're not just doing only our parents. We're gonna do the old elders, old relatives.
Sebe is a ritual observed on Solal when Koreans bow to their elders and wish them good fortune in the new year. Elders often respond with a blessing or message of wisdom, and for children, offer them money.
When the New Year's Day, everything has to be new. So parents usually make or buy some nice clothes. Everything is new clothes. They prepare, and then the first day of the year, we have to wear that new clothes.
Koreans often use the holiday to visit family members. We play traditional games like dakjichigi or using paper toys to try to flip your opponents. Think American Pogs. Also the folk game Yutnori, where players throw wooden sticks to move their tokens on a board. Oh, and let's not forget about the food. The main dish eaten during Korean New Year celebrations is tteokguk, or a rice cake soup. The rice cakes are cut from long ropes of the dough, a symbolic message in itself.
가래떡 is looks very long, so that means we wish long lives. That's why.
In so many Korean families, like my own, and at the Korean Center, preserving these traditions is not only about enjoying the holiday, but ensuring the customs that shape us continue for generations to come.
Language and culture, everything, they are stick together. So we wanna explore them, and then we wanna find our own identities.
Greg Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
If you've ever received a red envelope, just know they are lucky. Red envelopes are traditional gifts given during Chinese New Year and other special events, and they're usually filled with money to symbolize luck and good wishes. Stay with us. We've got a lot more Lunar New Year Live coming right up. Welcome back to Lunar New Year Live. A celebrity chef hosted a one-of-a-kind Lunar New Year celebration in San Francisco, spotlighting the queer AAPI community. KTVU's Betty Yu shows us how Melissa King rang in the Year of the Snake.
Where are my Gasians at? Gasians? This is for you!
Top Chef All-Stars winner and fan favorite Melissa King hosted a reimagined Lunar New Year celebration featuring neon line dancers. vibrant drag performances, and a massive grazing table to celebrate both her Chinese American heritage and the queer community.
For me, food is about bringing people to the table, and that's exactly what we're doing here tonight. We are bringing people together through food, performance, art, and just being really gay about it.
The San Francisco resident curated some of her favorite dishes, including dim sum and nostalgic Asian snacks that she used to eat as a kid.
There's almond cookies and egg rolls, dim sum, barbecue pork buns. We have crispy roast pig, just a big array of things that you'd see at my grandma's house.
On this night, guests danced their hearts out at the Chan National Queer Arts Center on Valencia Street, a space dedicated to celebrating diverse cultures and identities.
I think what we want San Francisco to know is that there's a place here in the Mission that celebrates not just the queer community, but any community who identifies as other, whether you're BIPOC, whether you're API, whether you're trans. This is a place of celebration.
In San Francisco, Betty Yu, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, let's take you back now to the streets of San Francisco where the Chinese New Year parade is underway. One of the few nighttime parades in the country, one that is filled with colorful floats, traditions, and performances. KTVU's Amber Lee is live there right now. And Amber, I know you've done this before. You've ridden in the parade. You've covered the parade. And it's always a lot of fun. It starts to ramp up and it just never stops. It just picks up speed. How are the crowds out there?
Oh my God, fabulous. You know, I'm on Market Street, near Kearny and Geary, right where the parade turns. We get the first look at this parade because we're a short distance from where it starts. Let me show you what it looks like. Matsu Temple is coming by right now. You can see they're wearing the beautiful red and gold traditional Chinese good luck colors. You see people in costumes, lots of smiles. You can see the crowd because the weather is absolutely perfect for a parade. I'm going to be quiet for a second and let you guys take this in. And then we have a lot of great folks here ready to talk to me about enjoying this parade. Hi there, where are you from?
Hi, I am from Oceanside near San Diego. And I flew up here to see my grandchildren. They go to Alice Fong Yu Chinese Immersion School, and they are going to be dancing in the parade.
What do you like so far? We've seen a bit.
Wonderful, the colors and the costumes, and just so many people coming out for this. Yeah.
Do you know whereabouts your grandkids are going to be showing up?
I'm not sure. They're in Section K, so when you hear cowbell, that'll be when it happens.
Thank you, Marilyn, for your time. I'm going to move right over here. We have other people that are watching anxiously. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
Oh, my name is Francis. I'm from Antioch.
And have you been here before?
Yes, we come here every year.
What gets you coming back year after year?
I love photography, and it's an opportunity for me to take pictures and see the diversity and what San Francisco can offer.
Do you have a favorite part?
I like the fireworks and the vibrant fireworks that they have.
Great, thank you very much. Hi there.
Happy New Year, Miss Lee.
Happy Year of the Snake to you. Philip, right?
Yes.
Philip, what draws you here? You come a lot too.
It's the creative floats and the fact that this is a night parade instead of a daytime parade to celebrate Lantern Day, the end of the New Year celebration. I think that makes this parade really special.
Well, thank you for speaking with me. So I'm going to again show you what it looks like out here. We have Supervisor Connie Chan right here. Maybe I'm going to go up and say hi to Connie here. Hi, how are you? 恭喜發財，新年快樂。
新年快樂.
What does it feel like to be out here?
Oh, it is so good and it's so amazing. This is like one of those years that we actually have not just the Lunar New Year parade, but also All-Star Game. It's amazing.
I know. Can you see the crowd? I mean, sometimes we worry about raining, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. We've been through there and that we know that it happens. But Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. All right, so you can see, look at this crowd. I mean, can you beat this? I mean, with the weather being it is, you know, earlier it took a while for the crowd to get out here, but as you can see now, they're out here in full force. Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh, Amber, so much fun out there. Yes, I know they come out no matter the weather, but we're certainly glad when the weather behaves. And I think the crowd is happier as well. So gong hei fan choi, sunny fine look. Amber, we'll check in back with you in just a minute.
Okay, so those floats, they are an important part of the San Francisco Chinese New Year parade. And every year, a team of artists works around the clock for weeks to design those floats for many of the event's sponsors.
Yep, we got an inside look at the efforts to build those floats. The Parade Guys is the name of the company that builds those floats, and they do this for every major parade in the city, from the Chinese New Year parade to those Warriors Championship parades, the Pride Parade, and more.
Craftsmen and women have been working hard building the structures to carry the elaborate designs and adorning them with bright colors and embellishments matching this year's zodiac theme.
Year of the Snake. It's been really fun exploring all the squiggly wiggledy characters of the snake. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure because snakes are a little creepy, but we've really had a great time bringing all of these wonderful kind of whimsical characters to life with all of their magical forms.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see them all together, all lit up. So, because now it's like you only see little parts and sections lit up or together. So it's pretty exciting.
The float builders tell us every year they use hundreds of pounds of glitter on these floats. The design process starts all the way back in October, with the actual construction beginning in December.
It's truly magical when they finish. I love it. All right, there is a lot of Lunar New Year Live on the way. Up next, we are going to take you on a trip around the world to see how the holiday is celebrated in the countries in Asia and beyond. The Lunar New Year is a huge travel period in China, with millions of people heading back to their hometowns to celebrate with families.
And that means every year, train stations, airports, and roads are very busy. The Chinese government says as many as 9 billion trips are expected over the 40-day-long travel rush. Most of those are by car or bus, but 510 million trips will be via train and another 90 million in planes. People take advantage of 8 days of holidays, and much of the country shuts down for the Lunar New Year.
It was very tough in the past year. In 2025, when the year of the snake comes, I wish I can make myself slow down and snatch some time from the busy life. I hope to focus more on improving myself and on the family. I will spend more time on what is the most important in my life.
It really is important. Get this, many workers in China will use all of their vacation time around this time of year for a trip that may be their only chance to see their family all year long.
And in Beijing, many people go to crowded temples to celebrate that Lunar New Year, burning incense and making wishes for good fortune in the new year. At one temple, as many as 50,000 people visited on just the first day of the Lunar New Year holiday. Many temples also held fairs to celebrate the Spring Festival with specialty snacks like barbecue squid, roast sausages, and warm pear juice. And Lunar New Year celebrations are not just in China, Southeast Asia, or the U.S. They are international and are held anywhere members of the diaspora live. In London, huge crowds gathered for the Lunar New Year parade there. Organizers say hundreds of thousands of people turn out for that parade and celebrations in central London. It is actually one of the largest Lunar New Year celebrations outside of Asia and has been steadily growing in size for nearly 50 years now.
In Mexico City, there was a big celebration in the Barrio Chino neighborhood. The Lunar New Year festival brings in thousands of people from the region and surrounding areas. There are as many as 2 million people of Chinese descent living in Mexico, with the biggest Chinatown communities in Mexico City and Mexicali, just south of the California border. Brazil also got in on the celebrations. This year was the 20th edition of the Sao Paulo Lunar New Year festivities. Organizers say it has become one of the biggest parts of the city's cultural calendar, and crowds are growing larger every year. The event featured a traditional dragon and lion dance parade, as well as stage performances by martial artists and dancers.
And San Francisco hosts the largest Chinese New Year parade, but the largest Chinatown in the United States is not actually in San Francisco. It's in New York City. And there were plenty of celebrations there to mark the Lunar New Year. The Lunar New Year was made an official public holiday in New York back in 2023, which means schools were closed in New York for the first day of the holiday back in January. And that meant there were plenty of kids and families at those festivities from all over the city.
Oakland is getting in on the Lunar New Year celebrations too. Coming up, we're hearing from people in the East Bay about how they hope their parade will help Oakland's Chinatown.
And we're continuing to bring you live pictures from the Chinese New Year parade in San Francisco as well. You're taking a live look as one by one the participants in this parade make their way through the parade route, which winds through Union Square and down Long Chinatown towards the North Beach neighborhood. Lunar New Year Live. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to Lunar New Year Live. We are on the Fox Local app and KTVU 2 page all evening, showcasing Lunar New Year celebrations from across the Bay Area.
And one of the biggest is underway right now, with thousands of people lining the streets for San Francisco's Chinese New Year parade. That's where we find KTVU's Christian Captain. You've been talking to folks out there, Christian. Everyone looks really happy. The weather always helps, although we keep saying no matter the weather, this is one of those traditions that just brings people out to be a part of it.
It is absolutely one of the great traditions here in San Francisco. So much fun and so many people out to watch this incredible event. We actually have some folks here. Okay, guys, I know it's a little early, but what has been your favorite thing so far?
I'm just excited to be here. I don't know. This is my first time, so I don't know what to expect. I'm excited.
How about you?
Yeah, I like all the police motorcycles and stuff, yeah.
So it's early on, but I think we're going to see a lot more of the police motorcycles. You can see we have some of the floats. Ladies, thank you very much. Enjoy the show. It gets better and it gets better. It's so much fun. So, guys, we are seeing a lot of our dignitaries starting to roll through. As a matter of fact, we have City Attorney David Chu here in San Francisco. Hey, great to see you. Gung Hei Fat Choi.
Welcome to the best Lunar New Year parade outside of Asia in the oldest, most historic, and the most amazing Chinatown in the United States, here in San Francisco.
And it's just, one of the things about this is that it's a great show and it's an amazing tradition.
It is. I'm so proud of who we are as San Franciscans and our Chinese community.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You guys, and you heard it right there. Just an amazing, amazing show. Guys, we are going to make sure that we are not in the way here, so they're going to push us back just a little bit here, just so that we're not in anybody's way. You want us a little bit more to this side, you said, right?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So you can see we have a lot of our floats coming through. We can see that Brooke Jenkins, the delegation from the district attorney's office, here as well. We're looking for the district attorney to see if we can spot her. If we do spot her, we will try to talk with her as well to get a quick sense of just what it's like to get to be in the parade. As a matter of fact, I see her coming this way right now. We're going to move up just a little bit here to see if we can try to get Brooke to talk. I know everybody has very excited about all of the folks who are here. All right, guys. So it looks like she's actually going to be talking to the Masters of Ceremony here. So we're going to let her go. Guys, there's a lot more parade for you to come. Obviously, this is a very fluid, very dynamic situation, but we can see the parade route is right up this area here. So, guys, it's going to be a very busy night. We're going to send it back to you guys.
And Christian, we should say, this is an area that you're in that is very busy and very packed, but you've ridden in this parade as well. And really, for people who haven't been down to the parade, that crowd is what you see all the way through the route. I mean, there is not a place where someone can kind of dive in and get an easy seat. People kind of camp out and have those best seats hours in advance.
Absolutely. And remember, this is the grandstand area. So where this is the grandstand area, but remember that there's people on the other side of those grandstands. So it's deep, right? The crowd is deep. A lot of people here. State Controller Malia Cohen here. Again, looks like we're gonna let the Master of Ceremonies talk with her first. Guys, we'll have a lot more parade coverage for you coming up. We're hoping to grab a couple of these people as they come through. For now, guys, we're gonna send it back to you.
Yeah, we'll check back in with you in just a bit. You're getting yourself in there. You're gonna be a part of that parade if you're not careful, Christian. We'll see you in a little bit.
Well, Oakland has its own Lunar New Year celebrations, and this year, the 3rd annual parade is sponsored.
Yeah, this is exciting. The Hyundai Oakland Chinatown Lunar New Year Festival and Parade is set for Saturday, February 22nd, and I had the chance to catch up with the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council to talk about the preparations. In Oakland's Chinatown district, shops are decorated for the Year of the Snake. Very soon, these streets will come alive for the Hyundai Oakland Chinatown Lunar New Year Festival and Parade. Organizers say it was challenging putting on the parade due to city budget cuts, but Hyundai stepped in as a title sponsor to cover all the costs.
I'm excited. We're all excited.
Stuart Chen of the Oakland Economic Improvement Council says the event and route has grown since 2023.
This year, we're going to have car shows, we're going to have festivities, we're going to have vendors, we're going to have a stage performance, and it's a lot longer route.
More than 40 organizations are taking part, with roughly 600 people set to walk in the parade on Saturday, February 22nd. The parade is packed with live performances, including lion dancers, drummers, and more. New this year, a Japanese import car show.
We're going to have Integra, Supra, NSX, some very fancy cars, and it's new. I mean, Oakland Chinatown hasn't had a car show like this. And we'll have about 20 different vendors, and it's going to be a diverse group of vendors. So not only Chinese food, there's going to be all types of food for everybody to enjoy.
Between 10 to 15,000 people are expected to come out for the day-long celebrations that will start at Wilma Chan Park. Alice Street Bakery and Cafe is one of the many businesses hoping for an economic boost.
Lots of new people getting into Oakland and see what's going on. It sounds like pretty excited.
Hong Kong native Des To and her husband have owned this spot at the corner of Alice and 10th for nearly 9 years. It's filled with cakes, sandwiches, and traditional American and Chinese pastries baked fresh daily.
Big wife cake, WIFE. Big wife and small wife. Some other bakeries, they have the husband cake, but we have a wife cake because our wife always sweet.
The Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council is hoping this year's festivities are just as successful as last September's night market, where thousands showed up and vendors sold out.
We have seen a 20 to 50% increase in just merchant activities, sales, from a lot of the events that we've thrown in the past, like night market and Lunar New Year parade.
The hope is that getting people excited to come to Oakland and seeing Chinatown's hospitality will have them return for many weekends to come.
We have restaurant owners, we have small mom and pops, we have grocery. People actually come to Oakland Chinatown. We're a hub from people all over the Bay Area. Oakland Chinatown is a living, breathing community.
Should be exciting. Well, the parade dates back to the 1800s when the population of Chinese immigrants grew in San Francisco who came to work in the gold mines and on the railroad. And a parade seemed to be the perfect way to share the culture of the Chinese community in a truly American way, and one that is filled with pride.
To talk more about the roots of this celebration, let's bring in Justin Hoover. He served as the executive director of the Chinese Historical Society of America in San Francisco. You now are a consultant for the museum. I think the parade is so interesting. I mean, we've talked about this. It's a platform for the Chinese community, and it was really a testament to how much they were embracing American culture. And as it's grown, one of the stories I always thought was interesting is how people were going back to China going, oh, the parades must be huge here. And they're like, nope. Mm-hmm. They came here to say, hey, how do we do this parade?
Yeah, exactly. So the parade is interesting because you think about ethnic communities and exclusion, right? The Exclusion Act of 1882, all these ways that the government tried to force out or to exclude different ethnic groups. And there was social organizing to raise the visibility and to provide access points for other communities to access those communities. The Columbus Day Parade, the Thanksgiving Day Parade was Italian Americans, the Irish Americans, St. Patty's Day. All of these kind of original parades from the late 1800s gave the opportunity for people to come together and share. And so that's what the Chinese New Year was then. And now the Lunar New Year is broader because the biggest immigrant group at the time was the Chinese Americans here in the Bay Area. So, you have this amazing history in which there are people who didn't understand anything about that community accessing and having to share time and cultural traditions and just the fun of it. Like, who doesn't love getting out there with the fireworks and all the food and all the drink?
Yeah, well, San Francisco has now created its own history with decades of putting on this parade every year. And it's something that you've attended over the years. I mean, all of us have gotten so used to going to this parade and celebrating. You're saying that there is also a special component to it in terms of other organizations looking to it as a model.
That's exactly right. So what you can see in the history of it was in the late 1800s, you see a lot of Chinese not parades, but celebrations that would bring in lion dancing or Chinese opera or the dragon dance. But it really wasn't until around 1953 that it got formalized into what we know today, getting sponsorships, getting visibility, offering an opportunity to come and support Chinatown. And that came from the desire of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce and the benevolent associations to raise the visibility of the beauty pageant, the Miss Chinatown, which is interesting, which doesn't have the same allure today. But at the time, that was the only glamorous event in Chinatown. So it was a way to raise that up. So at Grant and Pacific Avenue was a stage, and the parade parade was to lead you to that stage, right? So it was really interesting to see everybody kind of building up the energy for this pageant. But as it changed, what you see was the social impact of it. And the festival really, the parade itself became the important part of the festival. And you see other groups. You see the queer community in the 70s visit the organizers of the parade, like David Lay, who was the parade master at the time, remembers hiring the first LGBTQ musical band to present and play at the parade, and they were a hit. Everybody loved them. So next year they came back and said, how does the gay community also do this type of social organizing?
And it's really an access point. I think that's really important for people to say, okay, we're welcome in, we're going to try the food, we're going to go in an easy way to come and integrate with the Chinese American community that exists within Chinatown and beyond. And really, I think some of the things have really stayed the same. There are a lot of still community groups that participate in this, and smaller organizations, Chinese schools and things that have, through the years, always kind of been honored in that space. What is your hope as people continue to try to use that as an access point that people come away from the parade with?
Right, that's very good. There are a few different reasons the parade exists today and continues to exist. One is to continue to bolster that fabric of the social and community spirit in Chinatown. So it's making sure that Chinatown is relevant and engaging and fun, that people can feel it as their own, right? They're coming there, they're celebrating, we're co-creating it. Now you get a wide variety of who can walk in the parade. All sorts of groups are part of it, and that's a key component. Protecting Chinatown, making sure that Chinatown remains an immigrant community and the authenticity of it is also a key feature. And then continuing the message of being an inclusive society, especially in times when division might be on the uptick, and that there's ways that we can see and try to combat otherness. We all love to be together. We all love to celebrate. We love to eat. We all love to share. These kind of celebrations are very humanistic at their core. It's about looking at the things that we love and offering someone a chance to see something that you love too and share it with you. So, I mean, sure, you can think about it in like an esoteric way, saying, oh, it's about community engagement. Really, it's just about person-to-person appreciation of a community.
Yeah, so much to talk about. We're going to talk to you in just a bit. We want to thank you for joining us, but don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about some traditions and Lunar New Year, things that we do around this time of year just to kind of up our good chances for good fortune in the new year. All right, and we are going to keep taking you back to the Chinese New Year parade in San Francisco as well. This is a live look as the sun goes down, but this parade only gets better as night falls, and you can see more dignitaries making their way through that space. The floats are still yet to come. Our crews are out there, and we'll be right back. Lunar New Year Live continues right after this. And welcome back to Lunar New Year Live.
We want to get right back out to KTVU's Amber Lee. She is live along the parade route with a special guest. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Claudine. Guess who I have here? Our city's brand new mayor, Daniel Lurie. What's it feel like to be out here?
Oh, I love this parade. I mean, we got tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people lined up on Market Street. It's a great day to be in San Francisco.
I know it's not your first time because I saw you in last year's parade.
It was one of my favorite events of the campaign. I walked the whole route. I was in the car for a second. I was like, I got to get out and run around. So the enthusiasm is infectious out here.
Thank you for stopping. I know I stopped you while you were walking. I appreciate that. So the mayor was kind enough to stop and talk to us for a little bit. Let's swing around and let me show you what's out here. This is his car. He got out of his car to talk to us. I'm going to talk to some of the spectators out here too. I think that's his wife and daughter. And I'm going to have the camera come right back and talk to these folks right here. Hi, where are you guys from?
Nevada.
Nevada? Have you ever been to this parade before?
No, I haven't. I've lived here for 40 years.
Wow, what made you come this time?
Oh, it was time. Had to do it.
What did you think so far? We've seen a lot already.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The dragons and the bands and all the people. It's great.
And how about you? Have you been to this parade before?
Never. I just turned 70 and I had to see this. I lived in California all my life and I've never seen the Dragon Parade. The Lion Parade.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So excited.
I know. It's super exciting. Yes, I'm right here. Hi. I'm here to talk to you. You were kind enough to wait on me. Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is Nancy. I'm from San Jose.
And tell me what brought you out here.
You know, this is the first time I've ever been to this Chinese parade itself, and I wanted to experience this, and today is literally like the last day for the celebration since they've been celebrating since the end of January into February itself. So this has been really, really nice. So colorful, so great. You have such a variety of lot of local talent here, from the little ones with the mahjong, things, to UC Davis marching band. It's a really great draw.
A lot of first timers out here, right? What made you really want to get out here? I know there's the All-Star. There's a lot going on.
Since I've never done this before, I really wanted to experience this. And, being from San Jose, coming up to the city, it's nice to visit, but this is like a one-time experience, that I haven't taken advantage of. So I really wanted to do that.
Thank you so much for waiting on me.
You're welcome.
And as you can see, we have a lot of people who've come many times, and we have a lot of first-timers. There's a lot to see. There's 137 entries here. Claudine, Christina, back to you.
Yes, you get a long time there. And hopefully if they come once, they think they might come once, but they always end up coming again. All right, Amber, we'll check back in with you in just a bit.
Okay, so there are a lot of many different Lunar New Year traditions. A lot of them are centered around food, specifically cooking for the family. So noodles, citrus fruits, dumplings, fish, those are all just a few of the traditional foods eaten during the holiday celebrations. These foods are believed to bring prosperity, wealth, and unity. There's a dish called pun choy in the Chinese culture that typically is enjoyed with families dining together. The key ingredient of this dish is fat choy, a moss that symbolizes good fortune, and any seafood dish, such as shrimp, is served with the head and tail intact.
This is salt and pepper prawns. In Chinese culture, it's important to have a beginning and an end to everything. That could be like in your career or school, education.
Fruit is another big staple and a popular gift when visiting family and friends during the holiday. Let's not forget about the sweets too. Some pastries are made only for Lunar New Year, like the Chinese New Year cake called Nin Ko. Other special desserts include sponge cakes and a turnover which resembles a ingot. Not sure how to say it.
Ingot, yes. Ingot. So let's talk about the Lunar New Year and celebrations. Let's bring in Justin Hoover back to have this discussion. And I think we were just talking over the break. There are so many different ways to do it. There is the cleaning your house. You're supposed to clean everything before the new year begins, because whatever's left in your house is there allegedly through the whole year. A lot of this is how we kind of step off into this year over the celebrations. Let's go through some of them. Red envelopes.
Yeah, hongbao, the red envelope is key. As any Chinese American child, I grew up with my mother from Taiwan, giving the hongbao, and then immediately the mom takes it back and says, this is going in your college fund. So that's the biggest tradition.
That does happen.
Receiving the money, because you're receiving, you always give it in like, don't give odd numbers, you give the even numbers. So 2 or 20 or $200 if you got a rich uncle. And that's really nice and really fun. And there's some other ones too. I think the value is behind it, what is important to discuss, and that's the value of service oftentimes. So we'll serve tea to somebody else, or we'll host people like family for a big gathering. And the service of tea, I think, is like, you think of it as something very special. It's a chance to like wash the body inside, to drink and imbibe, and to be part of something very intimate. So I love that sense of sharing and taking care of other people.
Yeah, my daughter came home from her nursery school so excited. She's 3, and she got a red envelope from her teacher.
There you go.
2 pennies inside it,
There
and
you
she
go.
was so excited to learn about it. And she was saying "Gung Hei Fat Choi" and learning all of these new traditions. So I love that. But talk about also the fireworks. That's something a lot of kids love.
Yeah, we all love the fireworks growing up. You know, I love seeing the big strings of them, the historical photos of them, and I love how the parade master always has to wait. He's not flicking a lighter. He's got a cigarette, and that's why he waits with the lighter. That's a little thing I love to see, just this kind of cultural bit about it. But
yes, it's also a good luck thing, scaring away anything that might be negative.
It scares away the negative demons, and it also just brings in the attention, your focus, you're on it, right? And then the lion dance, of course, you can't forget lion dance.
And I think it's important. I mean, there are so many different things, opening in the new year, closing the new year, you know, being with family, that are important. And I also think there's a lot of different ways people celebrate it. I mean, I think that's the Chinese American experience, or really the Asian American experience for whoever is celebrating the Lunar New Year, that it changes with times, different depending on backgrounds and which generation and which traditions that really speak to your family and that you lean into.
Exactly right, and especially what community groups you're taking part of. As a martial artist, our community group is always practicing a lot of lion dance around this time of the year. We kind of get a little more introspective and artistic because we want the lions to really dance well. You know, and other people will invite family over, or they'll work really hard on making sure the house is clean, that you don't cut your hair after Chinese New Year, that you look prepped and ready before Chinese New Year. So these are all different things that we focus on to bring in the prosperity, to be with friends in different ways, and to be with family.
Okay, quickly, one word answer. What's your favorite tradition for Lunar New Year?
I love the steamed fish with ginger on it, and you always leave a little bit of fish for the next day so that you can always have more fish into the new year.
Love it. Food is a great tradition to love, yes. We love that. All right, Justin, always great to talk to you.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much. And the Lunar New Year special will continue when we talk about the Vietnamese community.
Yeah, the Lunar New Year is celebrated with the Tet Festival there. And next we're going to take you to one of the celebrations in the South Bay, which brought a parade back for the first time in 15 years. Welcome back to Lunar New Year Live. The Vietnamese Lunar New Year celebration is known as Tet, and in San Jose's large Vietnamese community, the celebration took to the streets for a parade and festival.
KTVU's Betty Yu was there for the cross-cultural party that organizers hope will be a tradition that continues to bring generations together.
Line dance performers from several college organizations put on a show on Lucretia Avenue, kicking off the Tet Parade in San Jose. Ruby Chan Frey, co-captain of UC Berkeley's Vietnamese Student Association, explained the significance of the tradition.
You're embodying this animal that's supposed to bring good fortune and protection, and you have to be there physically and mentally to bring that, which is energy, it's animation.
After a 15-year hiatus, organizers from the nonprofit Vietnamese American Roundtable and the United Vietnamese Student Association of NorCal hosted the return of the parade.
2025 marks the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War. So many of my generation's parents, grandparents, ancestors came 50 years ago hoping to find a better life. The elder generation starting to get older, to have less capacity for organizing.
Philip Nguyen is leading the younger generation in preserving Lunar New Year customs. Hundreds of student volunteers help make the event possible.
It's definitely about preserving culture and history. As like all of us when we grew up, we were always watching the lion dancers when they perform around temples and Lunar New Year festivities, and it's really important to take part and continue that art.
The parade also included lowriders, which are a big part of San Jose's culture.
And we want to make sure that we bring the Hispanic culture, the Indian culture, the Chinese culture, and the Vietnamese culture all together as one.
San Jose Councilmember Bien Dewan, whose district includes Little Saigon, helped bring together a diverse mix of community and corporate partners for the event.
In my campaign and as my previous job as a party captain, I serve humankind, and I want to make sure that we involve all community.
In San Jose, Betty Yu, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, we want to welcome back in everyone who's joining us on a Fox Local app as well as streaming on our KTVU YouTube channel. We are so grateful that you're here to celebrate the Lunar New Year with us. And as we've been mentioning throughout the show, the San Francisco Chinese New Year Parade is currently underway. We want to check back in this time with KTVU's Christian Captain, who has been along that parade route for about an hour now. Christian, have you seen the floats yet?
No floats, but we've seen a lot of the dignitaries coming through. We saw some amazing martial artists coming through. So to give you guys a sense of where we are, we've tried to explain this is Grandstand C. So this is an area where a lot of people have seen some pretty great floats. We're actually going to ask some folks, what have been your favorite floats so far? What have been your favorite events or stuff that you've seen so far?
I really liked seeing the people on the stilts. Those were so cool, and their makeup was very beautiful.
Absolutely. How about the martial artists? That was the thing that I loved seeing, the guys with the swords and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was super cool. I mean, like, it's just like so athletic and they're so flexible, and then just seeing like all of that is super cool and like very like traditional, very like respective to the traditions that they have. I think it's very awesome.
Absolutely. First time here? Or you guys been here before?
First time here.
Where are you guys from?
Salinas, California.
And what do you guys think so far?
I've had such an amazing time. It's really fun. I think I'll come back again.
I was going to say, we'll see you guys here next year, all right? It's a date. We'll see you guys next year. You guys get to be on TV every year. That's the way it works, right? Every year. So, guys, you heard, a lot of really amazing stuff. We've seen a lot of those dignitaries come through. We've seen a lot of a lot of kung fu schools, a lot of kids, a lot of people having a lot of fun. We're going to talk to one more person over here. So, you said hi, Christian, so you know that means that I'm going to come over and talk to you. What's been your favorite thing so far? What have you seen that's really just wowed you?
Everything. Everything, every year. I've been here for the last 15 years every time, and every time is great.
Okay, so if you've been here for 15 years, I will tell you the thing that wows me, which is the weather tonight, because I've been out here before, and it has not been quite like this.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I also love, I was talking to the gentleman over there, I love the stilts, and I love the folks doing the martial arts. The kung fu shows have been just amazing.
Yes, it has been, and one of the ladies that runs the stilts program was out of West Portal, and she does a great job every year. I'm not going to name any names.
Oh, okay, we'll come back to you and get those names later on. Thank you so much. Guys, you heard, we're in, like I said, like a little bit of a lull. You can see that there's not a lot of activity on the parade route right now, but that's going to pick up very soon. We're expecting that the floats are going to start making their way through this area here. This is the area where the Master of Ceremonies is talking to the folks who are in the parade. So this is one of those critical areas. And again, this is the area where they've just left Union Square, and then they're going to make this left turn here, and they're going to make their way then into Chinatown, where you know that there is another big area where there are a lot of folks. We're going to look down that way so you can sort of get a peek of where that is. You can see those lights way down in the distance over there as folks get toward Portsmouth Square and these other areas where the parade is kind of winding up just before it winds up going into North Beach. So there is a lot of parade to go. And guys, we are having an absolute blast out here. I said the only thing that would make it a little bit better is if you guys were out here with us.
Sweet, Christian. Yes, I think, but people on their first time, I mean, are you getting more first timers or people who have seen this parade year after year?
You know, I'm getting a lot of veterans. A lot of people here say that couple that I just spoke to from Salinas, that they're the first ones I spoke to who said this was their first time. And you heard the response. That's the reason why we get so many people coming back over and over again. Because if you come to this parade one time, it's virtually guaranteed you're going to come back again. It's just amazing. It's so much fun. The weather is absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you right now, the city just feels vibrant right now. There's so much going on with all of the Chinese New Year celebrations going on in town. And of course, remember, there is a little something called NBA All-Star that is also going on tonight. So the city, Union Square area is absolutely packed. The city just feels electric, and a lot of people are just really happy and really excited, and this is the vibe that we all need.
Yeah, you get like a 2-for-1 there when you have NBA All-Star Weekend and the Chinese New Year Parade. I know there's, you know, if you're vacationing, you randomly pick this weekend, you like won the lottery. But I think, don't you think, if you are sitting with people who are veterans and your first time there, you know you picked a good spot. You know that where you are is the place you should be. All right, Christian, thanks so much. We appreciate it. We'll check back in with you. The best is yet to come there at the parade.
You know, in the city, lots of restaurants are booked solid this weekend. Restaurants actually play a crucial role in Lunar New Year celebrations. They serve as community hubs where families often gather to share special meals, and they do help keep traditions alive.
And KTVU's Amber Lee visited 2 restaurants in San Francisco's Chinatown. Both have been family-owned for generations and are a testament to resiliency and preserving cultural heritage through food.
606 on Broadway in San Francisco Chinatown is a reinvention of New Sun Hong Kong restaurant that has been here since 1989, 36 years ago. It serves Hong Kong-style Chinese food.
I can do like a side or 1 or 2 bowls if you guys want to share.
Teresa Lau, the owner's daughter, took over a year ago, reopening the restaurant for the first time after her parents closed it during the pandemic.
Being so proud of what my parents were able to achieve on their own, building it from the ground up.
So this is Simon's garlic chicken.
Teresa's husband Eugene is helping her carry on the family legacy. The lightly battered chicken in a special sauce is a house specialty. Staples such as beef chow fun, made with fresh flat rice noodles, are a source of pride.
This is the absolute dish if you want to test wok hei, which is the dragon's breath of the wok.
The unique smoky flavor that comes from cooking it in a wok. Guan chow na beef chow fun dry style is actually a personal favorite of mine. I've been eating it since I was a girl here in Chinatown. Delicious, as was another specialty, salt and pepper fish fillet. Crispy, light, and not greasy. Oh my God, it is so good.
You're basically slamming the water into the ball of tea.
Handcrafted Hong Kong-style milk tea is an integral part of the restaurant. Eugene's brother Alvin brews the beverage, an homage to his father who made milk tea for the family. Dad is an immigrant from Hong Kong, a reminder of his struggle balancing work and family.
My dad just said to me, he's like, if I could turn back the hands of time, I would have spent more time with you, but I couldn't. I literally couldn't. And sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. The brothers tell me another source of inspiration is their grandfather, who also owned a restaurant in Chinatown.
This restaurant is really a place to, put everything in here from our childhood.
The owner tells me this restaurant is about serving the community, making customers feel at home the minute they walk through the doors.
I just find the food is really fresh and kind of a little bit different from your normal Cantonese cooking.
Our first signature dish is basil chicken.
Just a few blocks away is Sai's Vietnamese restaurant on Columbus Avenue. It was started in 1982, more than 40 years ago.
Love food, love people, love, the people around it, and love to hear the walk going.
Serving up traditional dishes. In Mai Chi took over the restaurant from her aunt in 2017.
It represents the flaming in the heart.
Chi uses her heart as a guide to how she runs the restaurant. She proudly displays the many dishes that are popular.
Pho ball, that's why we sell the most is pho ball.
Pho is beef noodle soup. Boon is my personal favorite. Vermicelli served often with grilled pork and imperial rolls. Sai makes them the way I prefer, wrapped in rice paper. This is so light and crispy.
It's gluten-free.
Sai's original location was on Washington Street. After almost 4 decades in business, Chi was forced to find a new home when the property owner did not want to renew the lease. Undaunted, she and her family found the current location nearby. In a show of resiliency, they renovated this place largely with their own hands in just 3 months.
Everybody came together to put this place together.
In honor of Lunar New Year, or what the Vietnamese refer to as Tet, Chi's mom shows me how she makes bun tet, sticky rice with mung beans and pork belly. It's eaten during the holiday. Sai's restaurant has been at this new location less than 2 years, but the menu's the same, the staff is the same, and so are the customers.
Just liking the style of food and the quality of food would always come back. I'll never stop coming here.
The tea is perfect cleanser to end to wash off the cookies.
Stanley Zan has served Sai's customers since 1984.
I don't know anything else. All I know is make sure my customers walk out here happy and make sure things go well.
At Sai's and at 606, a commitment to community and family. Rebuilding a restaurant is part of rebuilding their beloved city.
Cheers.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course.
In San Francisco, Chinatown, Amber Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
San Francisco rang in the Year of the Snake with a celebration at City Hall. The event featured dancing, music, and cultural performances. And the San Francisco Postmaster was in attendance to unveil the new Year of the Snake stamp. APA Heritage Foundation President Claudine Chang says diverse traditions like these are extremely important in a diverse city like San Francisco.
San Francisco, we really pride ourselves on keeping up traditions. So we have so many traditions because we have so diverse, we have very diverse, demographics in San Francisco, and we celebrate everything.
That was just one of many celebrations over the last 2 weeks in San Francisco.
Now, perhaps one of the most recognizable traditions of the Lunar New Year are the firecrackers and fireworks. Setting off firecrackers is believed to scare away evil. You may recognize that sound, that rapid fire crackling and popping, one of the hallmarks of the Lunar New Year celebrations. And the history of firecrackers goes back centuries. They used to actually be made by hand before they were mass produced by machines. Thousands of fireworks, small and large, are being used at today's parade in San Francisco, and these are much different than traditional fireworks.
Of an American cracker that's used for 4th of July celebrations, they're limited to 50 milligrams of flash powder in there. They're still loud, they're still dangerous. These can have, anywhere from 100 to 500 milligrams of powder in them, so they can be 10 times the strength of a typical consumer firecracker found in the U.S.
In years past, we've been told fireworks have been imported to the U.S., with the largest string being more than 120 feet long. Stay with us. The Lunar New Year Live celebration will be right back after this.
Welcome back. Bay Area sports teams have embraced Lunar New Year celebrations. The Warriors hosted a celebration ringing in the Year of the Snake at Chase Center. It featured art opportunities for kids, traditional snacks and foods, and plenty of performances from different cultures, including lion dancers and traditional drumming as well. On top of that celebration, the Warriors also installed several Lunar New Year themed statues designed by Bay Area artists. Check it out here. The Thrive City Snake, created by Stephanie Sau, featured the Warriors colors and elements to celebrate Chase Center hosting the NBA All-Star Game this weekend as well. Another installation at Union Square was designed by Robin Zhao. It has a trail of stars from head to tail and a gold coin on its tongue to symbolize good fortune. And in the South Bay, the San Jose Sharks sponsored a new mural to celebrate the Asian American community. The mural at Lion Plaza in East San Jose was designed by a local artist, Sarah Pham, who says she grew up going to that shopping center and was happy to celebrate her Asian American heritage. Of course, Sharky was also there to help with that unveiling.
Well, as the sun sets, the Chinese New Year parade continues to roll, and the dark brings some of the most spectacular sights in this long-time tradition with floats and firecrackers and lion dances. We want to go now back to KTVU's Amber Lee for another look at what's been happening where you are, Amber, as certainly you know this. It just gets better as it gets darker.
Yes, it does. It's a great nighttime parade. Right now behind me, you can see the Philip Burton High School Marching Band. There is a pause in this parade. Looks like there's some sort of holdup, but we have some people waiting, standing by, waiting to talk to us. Two sisters from Fremont, right? Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Tammy.
And
Crystal.
Crystal, tell me, have you guys been here before, and what is it like to be here?
Many years ago, my dad used to bring me down here and watch the parade. It's been quite a few years, though.
What brought you back down here?
Sentimental, reminiscent, you know. Yeah. Just to have a great time.
Yeah. What do you like so far?
Everything. Just the vibe, the environment, everything's great. Love it. It's awesome.
How early did you get down here?
About a couple hours early. We got about 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock we got here.
Hard to get here?
No, it was easy. Yeah, BART.
Public transit, right? That's the way to go. Thank you, ladies, for waiting on me. I'm going to move down here and get this family from Southern California. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's your name and where are you from?
Tiffany Schaff, and I'm from San Diego.
And who are you here with?
I'm here with my 2 daughters, Mylan and Isley, and my husband Daniel.
What do you think so far?
It's been amazing. It's been a beautiful night, and they really have put on an amazing parade. So beautiful, and definitely a celebration for the new year.
Were you the one who mentioned to me that there's celebrations in San Diego?
Yeah, for the last 2 weekends in a row, they've had different celebrations through the different neighborhoods, and we've attended several of them, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
And then I have another family down here. Hi, how are you? What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Nee Piscata from San Jose.
And what do you think so far? Have you been here before?
It's been a long time ago, 20-something years. It's wonderful.
What brought you back here?
My son just came back from Europe, and his fiance just came here from Europe. So we just want to come and celebrate Chinese New Year.
What do you think?
I think it's fabulous. It's just as good as I remember it last time I saw it, maybe about 20 years ago. But I absolutely love it. I love being back in the city. So,
any favorite part?
The line dance is always the line dance. It's so fantastic to see them in the acrobatics. So, yeah, really, really enjoy it.
Thank you so much. I'm going to swing back here to show you. These guys have lights on. Look at their costumes. This is great. Like you said, Claudine, that it gets better at night, and you see another school behind these children with their, looks like they have a snake on stilts. So I'm going to get up there and show you what it looks like. Right over here, I have a gentleman. Hi, how are you? Where are you from, and what do you think?
Well, I'm a native of the Bay Area, and of course I left my heart in San Francisco. But I live in Richmond, California now. But I lived in Berkeley, Oakland, all around the Bay. In San Francisco here as well.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking with me. How about you? What do you think? Where are you from?
I'm actually from the Bay Area here, East Bay.
What city?
Oakley.
Oakley?
Yep.
Have you been to this parade before?
We come every year. We actually look forward to it. It's one of our favorite things to do each year.
What do you love about it? I come every year too, working on.
We love the community coming together. We love to see all the different schools from all over, the different things that they create. It's amazing.
Do you have a favorite part?
Ooh, honestly, the firecrackers.
What about you? What do you like?
I like fireworks also, but they put on a good show with all the bands and everybody.
And the lucky shopping cart.
Big giant shopping cart. Thank you for speaking with me. Well, I gotta say, Claudine, Christina, we're getting a lot of love out here from KTVU viewers. Everybody's just chanting KTVU. I love it. It's so much fun out here. And let me show you what it looks like. There's another amazing performance. Oh, it looks like they wrapped.
And they just
wrapped. Like I said, I know you can't. I mean, it doesn't stop. That's what's so great about this parade. One goes by, there'll be something else. So, and it takes like about an hour and a half to 2 hours to really see everything. And like I said earlier, 137 entries. Can you imagine?
Just incredible. Amber, thank you for all of your live reports. You look like you're having fun out there, and I love hearing that this is a tradition for so many people here in the Bay Area. They come out every single year. We love that. Thank you to all of our KTVU viewers on the parade route as well.
And I know Amber's a San Francisco native. I grew up in San Francisco watching the parade too, and so it's something to be back and to watch it again as well. And, you know, we've seen some of the participants, but one of them in the Chinese New Year Parade is the Great Wall Orchestra. This is a group of students, many from Oakland, who often for the first time are learning to play an instrument. But you might not recognize many of their instruments because this orchestra doesn't just connect the students with music, it also connects them to Chinese culture. At first glance, this room is one filled with musicians, young and old, playing music on a Saturday morning at Laney College. But listen carefully and look closer, and you may hear sounds that you don't recognize. And instruments like the cello might be familiar, but others may not be.
So we have the erhu, which is a two-string violin. We have the xiaoran, which folks sometimes call the moon guitar, and it's one of our plucking instruments. We have the yangqing, which is the hammer dulcimer, so it's something that you hit. We also have the guzheng, which is a really long, beautiful plucking instrument as well. We have the flute, the dizi, which is made of bamboo, and then we have cello to sort of give us like this nice bass. There are Chinese bass instruments, but cello is here.
This is the Great Wall Orchestra, a chance to connect with Chinese culture through instruments that have been played through generations. Most of the kids are from Oakland. Many had never played an instrument before they came here.
I was actually quite nervous. I didn't know if I would do well here, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to learn and grow from this experience.
The easiest is just using a pick and just hitting the strings, but the hardest is that you have to press on the strings really hard for it to make noise.
Some admit it took a while to get used to the idea of being here and to learn something unfamiliar.
Partly because my mom heard from her friends and kind of forced me to join, but now I stay here because I like the community. I think it introduces me to a new perspective of my culture that I would not have known if I didn't join this orchestra.
Connecting with culture is a key part of this experience. In fact, last December, 28 students took a trip to China.
We were lucky enough to be able to play with another Chinese youth orchestra from China. And the students were just so blown away by the number of instruments they had, the dedication they had to the craft. So it was just another way for them to just kind of better understand themselves in the world. It was really fun.
A journey that the board president of the Purple Silk Music Education Foundation believes will change lives. She played as a child and still plays today. And she says it does take time to connect to the instruments your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents played.
For the erhu, the two-string violin, for example, that was actually the instrument that I played when I was like 6. And I used to be so embarrassed to play it because it didn't sound like a violin. I think that's the transformation that we kind of see in our students, where it's like, I'm playing an instrument that might have a Western counterpart, but it isn't until they really understand like that it's not only okay, but it's exciting, that it's not supposed to sound like its Western counterpart. That's where you kind of see the shift happening. It's like the cultural connection really comes through.
But here at Laney is where those first steps take place, and thanks to a partnership with the college, every musician here is getting college credit. They are Laney's youngest class by far. But what they learn here shines during performances in the Chinese New Year Parade and in recitals at the theater at Laney College.
What I loved about it from a college perspective in my role, the theater, every seat was full. Like there were people there coming to see the students play, and that just makes me feel good.
30 years after the group was first formed, a next generation finds its rhythm together, taking those first steps to make connections that can grow deeper with time.
The older that I've gotten, the deeper that appreciation has been. And now that I have kids, like for me, it's like, yeah, I want them to also understand that it's supposed to be different, it's supposed to be unique, and it is special.
Well, from music to food, during the Lunar New Year, there are lots of traditional foods. Dumplings are a popular way to celebrate the new year. As a sign of prosperity, that dough is in the shape of a gold ingot. Those are gold bars that were used as currency in the Ming Dynasty. Question is, how do you make them?
And we save the best for last. Let's welcome into the show Chef David Lin, who makes dumplings at Shunday and is working with a team of chefs on a new venture called Artisanal Bites. He's going to make these dumplings for us. He's brought his wife, Michelle, here. Also, Sandra Yu joining us here as the interpreter. He speaks Cantonese. So you're with the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council, part of the board that's putting on the parade next Saturday. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's get cooking.
Okay, so tell us what you've brought. You've got some that are already cooking and some that are going to be cooked. Can we ask the chef really what goes into making the perfect dumpling?
佢哋想問點樣即係整到最好最好食嘅咧？
最好食先咧將啲肉碎打好晒，然之後咧嗰啲蝦要醃好，入好晒味，再加啲葱啊、葱油，咁咧就可以嘅。
Okay, so he said the most important thing is to marinate the meats.
Marinate the meats. And he can start making them if he can right now. Thank you, Chef. Okay,
and this is fresh shrimp and onion, correct?
Yes. So this is about, in order to make about 30 dumplings, this is about 1 pound of chicken meat, a third of a pound of shrimp meat, that's all marinated, about 1/10 of a pound of green onion. He gave me these exact measurements.
People are at home right now going, hold on, let me get a pen.
He usually does this in large quantities at the restaurant. So he said 0.01 pound of salt, 0.03 pounds of sugar.
Oh my.
And
we'll have to write that down and get it to folks.
And this will give you about 30 dumplings.
Wow, that's great.
And it's such a quick, process. How can I mess it up? Because if there's a chance for me to mess it up, I will mess it up.
佢話好多時咧，啲人咧會包咧，係咪最緊要點樣包法先至最好咧？會唔會有搞到出嚟唔係幾好睇啊，或者咩？
主要咧嗰啲皮同啲餡要吻合咁佢嗰啲皮咧同啲餡就可以收住緊，就唔可以唔難得噶啦。
So he said the most important thing is once you have this great marinated meat all ready to go and you place it inside the wrapper, it's important to seal the wrapper properly, or else all the amazing meat that you put inside, all the ingredients will be leaching out into the water.
How long has he been a chef making these dumplings, and where did he learn?
你做咗廚師傅，你做咗廚幾耐啊？同埋你初初點樣學識做廚啊？
做咗30幾年。我係中國國家派去外國，咁陪送我去學嘅。咁咧就一路做點心做廚。
So he's been working as a chef for over 30 years, and he originally was sent overseas to learn. And that's how he started traveling abroad and learning in other countries and picking up other skills from other cultures as well.
That's amazing. These are some of the finished dumplings over here. As he puts those in the water, I think he told us about 5 minutes for them to cook. It doesn't take long if you have the perfect ingredients, right? You can make them very quickly.
Yes, he did say earlier that it takes roughly about 5 minutes for them to float to the top after you put them in boiling water or boiling stock. And once they float to the top, you're ready to go and bring them up.
Are these almost ready here, the ones that we had put in prior to the start?
呢啲係咪差唔多熟㗎啦？嗰啲
差唔多啦，差唔多得。
He said almost.
Almost ready. We can't
okay.
rush it.
Well,
Can't
this
rush
is the way they
perfection.
look when they finish. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys coming in. The Chinese New Year parade in Oakland's coming up.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us here for Lunar New Year Live. Go ahead.
So it would be the third Oakland Chinatown Lunar New Year Festival and Parade.
Yes,
brought to you by Hyundai on Saturday, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Wilma Chan Park and Lincoln Park at 810 Madison Street, as well as 261 11th Street.
All right.
Sandra Yu, David Lin, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank
appreciate you
you.
coming in. Thanks so much for joining us here for Lunar New Year Live. We appreciate your time, and thanks so much. Happy New Year.
Yep, 恭喜發財. Thank you for watching.
恭喜發財。